In this exercise, we're going to reverse things a little and practice intentionally some unmindfulness first by bringing to mind a difficulty that you are experiencing in your life. We'll then apply mindfulness and self-compassion step by step to help us relate differently to the difficulty and to increase our well-being. Let's use a metaphor here to create a safe container. Imagine that the difficulty you're having is like a plant that is growing in a pot that is too small for it. But if we make the container bigger, so we put the plant in a bigger pot, or in a garden bed, or in the garden itself, then the experience of the plant is very different. There's much more space for it. And that's how we're going to approach this exercise. Create space for the difficulty, like a container that is big enough. So let's start by sitting comfortably and bringing the attention to the present moment. Perhaps closing the eyes and dropping into the body and noticing the sensations that are here. The physical, the mental, the emotional. There might even be an anticipation or apprehension about the rest of this exercise. And if that's the case, just welcoming them like any other sensation with an open mind and an attitude of self-compassion towards ourselves. And now bringing to mind a difficult situation, something quite challenging that you are experiencing currently, but nothing that's too overwhelming, so that for the sake of this exercise you can comfortably practice the skill of self-compassion. Perhaps it's something from your work, a challenging relationship, or an error you've made, or some other problem or a fear. So that as soon as you start thinking about it, it feels quite unpleasant. And just noticing how the moment you bring it to mind, some discomfort and tension might start to show up in the body. Muscular tension, those sorts of things. So imagining yourself fully in this situation, see the details of what's happening. If another person is involved in this, then see them and hear what they are saying, if any words are spoken, their voice. Or perhaps it's your own voice, some judgment or self-talk. In which case, take a moment to really fully connect with that critical mind, the voice and the tone of it. And notice what effect it has on you, the tension in the body and the mind. Perhaps even the breathing that might become shallower. So just noticing all that. And now we are bringing in an attitude of mindfulness. So just bringing the awareness to the physical body and feeling the sensations that are present. Dropping any judgment, self-talk, thoughts, any story, and simply just feeling what it's like in the body. If any emotions are showing up, you might like to give it a name. For example, this is exhaustion or this is fear. And just gently staying present to whatever is here without trying to suppress it. Allowing it to be here in this safe container. Letting go of any judgment and just being present to the sensations directly. This is mindfulness. And now we're also going to bring in an attitude of self-compassion. If you're happy to, you might like to see what it's like to bring one hand and to place it on the part of the body that feels most affected by these sensations. If there's no particular body part like that, then perhaps just placing the hand on the heart, on the chest. And just for a moment, noticing what it's like to experience this physical feeling of touch, the presence of your own self, to alleviate this discomfort. Is there a part of you that could let go of some of that discomfort to soften some of that tension? And perhaps with the next breath, you can create a little bit of space. And the emotions can just be here, ebbing and flowing together with the rhythm of the breath. So allowing these emotions to be present without having to suppress them. You might like to say quietly in your mind something like, "It's totally okay that I'm having these feelings. It's a normal experience. These feelings are telling me something important. I'll be okay." And just noticing what effect words like that have on you. Is there anything else you could do that would help you to reduce the suffering with an attitude of self-compassion? Perhaps some little steps that you could experiment with to be more at ease and unconditionally friendly towards yourself. And then just bringing your attention once again to the body and the sensations, noticing what is present right now. Also noticing what it's been like to practice in this way, the effect it has on you. Perhaps there's some peace or acceptance or well-being. There's no right or wrong experience here, but whatever it is, just trusting that you have all it takes to work with all emotions in a safe and supported way. And now spend a little moment to reflect. What was the most valuable part of this exercise for you? What has shifted for you if you compare how you felt at the start and at the end of this practice? What insights do you have about cultivating an attitude of self-compassion towards yourself? Good. And whenever you're ready, gently opening the eyes and with mindful awareness moving to whatever is awaiting you next.